We're back on the U.S. Quidditch live stream. Brad Woznicki here with you. Rochester United taking on Ball State. We've reached the Final Four here in Columbia, South Carolina. Guys, Rochester United, the favorite coming into this one. Ball State, one of those, I don't want to say sleeper teams, I don't want to say surprise teams. One of those storybook teams making it to this point.
Yeah, I mean, they are undoubtedly the Cinderella of this tournament, and that's not a dig on Ball State. I think that's a dig on everyone who didn't see them coming throughout this entire tournament. And they, looks like the score got called off. I mean, they almost drew first blood there against this Rochester United team, but it looks like there was a beat before. Oh no, there wasn't. So that's going to be first goal there for Ball State. And the crowd, you can really tell, getting behind this Cinderella story.
10-0 Ball State in front. Once again, I'm Brad Woznicki, Pete Hanner, and Nate Raji joining me for this one. Rochester United trying to look for that spot in that final. They came into this year's U.S. Quidditch Cup 9 with a record of 28-3. Their team captain, Shane Hurlburt. And for Ball State, they came into the Cup with a record of 25-6. Their captains, Matt Brown, as well as Aaron Moreno. And the winner of this one will play the winner of Lone Star QC, as well as QC Boston. And that matchup right there could be the matchup that decides who's going to be the champion.
Absolutely. Those are two incredibly talented teams. I might give a little bit of an edge to Lone Star right there, but, I mean, I wouldn't put money down on it. I mean, those are just two absolutely fantastic teams. That's going to be a fun game to watch here.
Don't count Ball State out either. Of course, Rochester is a formidable opponent, but Ball State very solid defensively, as we saw there in Rochester's first possession.
If Ball State sticks to their game plan of slowing things down and continuing just to be patient for openings, that's what kept them in certain matches throughout this cup and put them in good position for victories.
Yeah, definitely. And you can tell that even though they might be on paper outmatched, they don't lose composure. They play with a real sense of confidence about them. I think it's gotten them through a lot of difficult matches, and they were not favored in these past two, but played just with excellent aplomb, lots of confidence. As Rochester United even to the score at 10 there.
One thing that was really cool about Rochester United, this is a first-year community team. This is not a team like Ball State where they've had a program for 7 years. Rochester United putting together some quality players, and to make it this far in that first year says a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rochester, New York, really turning into kind of a surprise hotbed of Quidditch talent. They have the Rochester Rideout in Major League Quidditch, University of Rochester, Rochester Polytechnic Institute, just a lot of Quidditch talent coming from there. So even though RU is a community team, they have a very wide base to draw upon for the players that they get on that roster.
And you think about where Quidditch got started up in Middlebury, Vermont. You know, working their Middlebury College, 5 straight titles. You know, they've had a World Cup back in World Cup 4 in New York City, so New York no stranger to the sport of Quidditch. It just continues to grow.
Yeah, strong roots up there in the Northeast. Of course, Southwest, no strangers here either.
And Ball State has gone back in front 2010.
Good passing there from Ball State, behind, back in front of the hoops. Keeping an eye out for the open player.
A little over 3.5 minutes gone by in this first Final Four matchup.
Worth mentioning, Brad, that Ball State were down 6-1 to Lost Boys in their last semifinal and pulled all the way back to win on the catch.
That's a goal called there in favor of Rochester United, so the score is tied at 20 here with just over 4 minutes passed.
Right back into it. This could be one of those matches where these two teams trade points. Don't expect a lot of separation if the pace of play continues like this.
Yeah, I don't think either team is going to pull away here. Maybe if Ball State tried to play with pace, then I think the edge would go to Rochester United, but Ball State definitely isn't going to let that happen. I think they're going to try and keep it slow, keep it deliberate.
Very slow right here, waiting at the point, looking for something to develop.
Opportunity here, getting by 2 Rochester United players and putting it home. For Ball State, that was number 7. That was Matt Brown.
Good offensive beating there as well. The Ball State beaters came deep, tied up both Rochester United beaters, and gave the chaser a clear path to goal.
And long pass. Opportunity, Rochester United trying to tie up. That shot is wide.
It was a good pass, but unfortunately unable to capitalize. But it looks like Rochester United is going to get their rebounds.
Waffle loose. Good bludger play there. Ball State a chance to add to their lead, and they've done it. Slamming it home. That was Blake Fitzgerald, also known as Fun Fact Fitz. 40-20 your score, 5.5 minutes gone by.
Yeah, and Ball State doesn't look like they're ready to slow down anytime soon. They want this title, and they are playing hard. They are taking it right to Rochester United.
They're not rattled, Pete. They've never been at the stage of the tournament before. A mediocre 5th place finish at their regional tournament, although they have finished better in years past, but I don't think they've ever advanced anywhere near this stage in previous World Cups.
And an important thing to note here for Ball State on the attack, we'll talk more in a moment. Great pass, an easy finish to the applause of the crowd. That was number 52, Jacob LeMay, finishing that one off.
Yeah, and that was set up by a really great interception by the Ball State keeper. He saw that Rochester United was trying those long passes, and he was ready to step out there and pick that one off, opening them up for the fast break as the Rochester United beaters were caught too far up the pitch.
One thing we need to mention to give even more credit to Ball State is the fact that they are the only college team in this Final Four. 3 other teams, all community teams. Lone Star QC, Boston QC, as well as Rochester United right in front of us.
It was a little bit more balanced in the earlier rounds, where those community teams did get an edge. So yes, as you said, 3/4 of the Final Four are made up of community teams.
Bowling Green was the second to last college team to be eliminated.
So yeah, also a strong showing from the Great Lakes region. The Southwest and the Mid-Atlantic, the 2 strongest regions qualification for bracket play-wise, but Great Lakes obviously very strong top to bottom, so they were able to get those last 2 teams into the Elite 8.
And I should say Bowling Green, the most recent college team to be eliminated. Ball State still in it and leading right now, and they're right on that borderline of snitch range, going in front here of Rochester United.
Right, I don't think anyone would have predicted this, how the first 7 minutes of this have gone.
But that's what you want. That's what you want in a cup.
Exactly right.
Everyone loves a Cinderella.
7 minutes elapsed now. 50-20 your score. Ball State leading Rochester United. Right now, Rochester United back on their heels here early. Ball State trying to clear a little room. They play it out wide. Now looking to get back towards the middle of the pitch. Good spacing. Waffle thrown between 2 Ball State players. Opportunity here. Good pass, good finish. What an excellent decision that time as Anthony Votaw found his teammate for the finish.
Yeah, initially I thought that he was trying to make that pass to his female chaser and that he just overthrew it a little bit. And that still might have been the case, but that was the case, and they were able to recover very well as the male chaser pushed around back front and got the assist to his female chaser. Really good teamwork and goal there.
What a block.
That was Casey Richmond scoring that last goal for Ball State. They're trying to add to it right here. That shot just missed off the hoop.
Ball State in their quarterfinal match had issues with they had looks like that had issues with dropping the final pass, and they've pretty admirably worked through those. Every pass on that end of the pitch has been more or less perfect.
8.5 gone by. Ball State in front by 40.
Physical drive here from Rochester United.
And that one is good.
That's exactly what they needed.
Pure strength.
Yeah, making his own offense there.
They're not used to having the onus. They're not used to being behind, having to work from behind. But that's the kind of tenacity they're going to need if they're going to draw back into this game.
And they went to the captain there for that goal with Shane Hurlbert.
You know, Rochester has cruised through most of their games so far, so this is definitely unfamiliar territory here. But that kind of drive, breaking the scoring drive, I think is going to be good for Rochester United as they look to get back off their heels here.
Over 9 minutes gone by now. Past the halfway point until the seeker floor.
Good beating there to clean up by Ball State. They were almost open to a Rochester United counterattack, but it looks like they're going to...
And the score, Hurlburt again.
Another great drive from him.
60-40.
Yeah, Hurlburt here just willing his team back into this game, and hopefully you're going to see that with these kind of plays he's making, that everyone else will rally around him.
How does Ball State respond now? Bludger pressure.
Very
And
aggressive.
Bludger hit before. Getting rid of the quaffle there, I believe, is going to be the call.
That's right, Brad. Big turnover.
Very close there, but you could tell that the Ball State keeper was a little bit bewildered. He was getting charged down very quickly by the RU beater. So, going to be Rochester United quaffle here just past mid-pitch.
Chance for Rochester United to try and make this a one-goal game with plenty of time left until the seeker floor. On the attack, John Jackson. Yes.
I said before the game, Brad, that John Jackson would be one of Rochester United's X factors. Watched him all weekend, and he's got that nose for the goal.
Crowd a little bit quiet right now.
Yeah, that's 3 unanswered goals there by Rochester United as Ball State looks to get back to a more comfortable lead than they initially got out to.
Good bludger play there, takes away the opportunity. Now the quaffle picked up, the pass, the catch and finish. That was Rebecca Sampson.
Yeah, and Sampson almost dropped that pass, but she was able to corral it and drop it through. But it looks like there's going to be a little bit of discussion. There's a bludger coming in, so they might wave this one off.
Yeah, I think that was good.
It is a good goal.
Yeah, excellent awareness by Rebecca Sampson there to be able to not only reach up and pull that pass down out of the air, but get it through the goal. It can be deceptively tricky there when you're at the corners of the goal to be able to make those kind of plays.
Good to have multiple officials out there. And we're right back to a one-goal game. No surprise, Shane Hurlburt.
Oh, okay.
11 minutes gone by. Ball State looking for space up the pitch.
We've got one chaser deep here who's trying to find some open space near the goal, but he is just being dogged, as is the ball handler right now.
Trying to knock away a couple of opportunities there, trying to knock away the quaffle.
Sampson free by hoops again. She's got Hurlburt nearby, but there could be an open pass here. And yep.
Here's a chance for Ball State. That one flipped in. Maintaining a lead. That's exactly what Ball State is doing right now.
That's what teamwork looks like. They saw, they went to shift to defend against Sampson. She's had those past 2 goals for Ball State, but she had the presence of mind to get it back out to her teammates who kicked it over for an assist on that goal. Really good teamwork from Ball State.
That was Jason Bowling with that last score for Ball State. 12 minutes gone by. Here's a chance.
What a shot.
If you're Ball State right there, how do you let Rochester United player get free that close to the goals?
Yeah, Rochester United, a lot of speed, really good at using both their natural athleticism as well as bludger play to open up cutting space for them so they can make those sharp turns and get into open space. So I think that one of the defenders just lost their man and he was open up there behind the goal. And you talk about good teamwork. That was really good teamwork there from Rochester United to see the open pass behind the goal.
Yeah, unsuccessful on that trip for Ball State. Bludger play, trying to clear some room. Can Rochester United tie it up? They can. Shane Hurlburt again. 80-80, approaching the 13-minute mark.
Pete, as you said, Hurlburt almost single-handedly bringing his team back into this game.
Yeah, he's very tall, very strong, and if you want to stop him, you're probably going to have to commit 2 defenders, which, if that does happen, that's going to leave other RU players open that Ball State's not defending. So the pace picking up a little bit here, you can tell. Ball State needs to slow this back down.
'80 your score. 13 and a half gone by.
Ball State finding themselves a bit slowed down on offense right now. Even though they have both bludgers, still having trouble on a few possessions, finding room.
Yeah, who's got some gas left in the tank right now is going to be a question, I think, on both sides.
That could be it, Brad. Who's more fit?
Good deflection
Pass
there for Ball
deflected,
That's in.
and no goal.
The goal ref called that in.
Hurlbird this time, that's a guaranteed goal.
That one was not in. Brad, the first one was in, that shot was not.
State. Either way, it was a goal, but interesting series of calls there. So
You can tell
the
which
first
side
shot
the
was
crowd's on.
deflected by the Ball State chaser, I believe. Landed in the hands of another RU chaser who took the second shot. Looked like that one went in, but was called not a goal. And then the third shot that missed is now being called off.
No goal, so we remain tied. 14 minutes gone by, less than 4 minutes until the seeker floor. Pressure here from Ball State. Trying to clear some space, and a missed bludger play. Ball State goes back in front.
Yeah,
Nick Kaufman says thank you very much.
I think you can put that one in the hands of the RU beater. He missed a point-blank beat there that just left Ball State wide open for that goal there. They can't afford to make those mistakes consistently.
Kind of beat you cannot miss a 10-bell beat.
Hurlbert with it for Rochester United. Good bludger play. Getting rid of the quaffle. Great pressure there by Ball State. Forces a turnover. Great hands there as well.
Yeah, she did a really good job of pulling that quaffle and falling on top of it. It very easily could have gotten loose and fallen in the hands of another RU attacker, but it is Ball State on offense again.
Less than 3 minutes until the snitch will be on the pitch. 90-80 your score in favor of Ball State.
Yeah, I think these Ball State beaters have also been an X factor. RU has had control for some portions of the game, but overall, it seems like the bludger play of Ball State has really opened up a lot of space for their offense to get working, which has really been key for them.
Exactly
Ball
right.
State, yes, yes.
We're witnessing something special here, Brad.
That's Nick Kaufman again, but we're still within snitch range.
Must be state!
The Ball State chant going on from the fans in front of us.
Yeah, everyone loves a good Cinderella story, and this Great Lakes contingent out here is loving the performance by the Cardinals.
So much thought about in the sport of Quidditch when you talk about the Southwest region being a team that's going to make a deep run. Great Lakes being represented here. That one knocked away. Nick Kaufman got his hand on it. We're approaching 90 seconds until the seeker floor.
Yeah, it's a lot of diversity here in the Final Four. 2 Northeast teams, 1 Great Lakes team, and 1 Southwest team. So for all the talk of Southwest dominance, a little bit more Northeast representation. It's been a very diverse Elite Eight as well.
And that shot denied. Getting his hand in there was John Jackson.
Great save by Jackson. I think that shot was on target.
We've got a minute until the seeker floor.
Snitch ought to be coming out here pretty soon. Here he comes.
Let's see what Rochester United does here. They're down by 2 goals.
Ball State applying a lot of pressure here, more willing to come out and take it right to Rochester United than they were earlier in the game.
30 seconds now until the seeker floor.
Wide open there, but drop pass.
And now the quaffle knocked away. Kaufman stepping in to force the turnover. Down to 15 seconds. 100-80 your score. Ball State in front. But Rochester United still in good position to win this one. and make it to the final? Can Ball State get to the final? And here we go. Both seekers on the pitch.
And a catch for either team will win it.
And bludger play. Going to give both sides an opportunity. Near snitch catch. Snitch in trouble here early.
Rochester United chaser dragging two Ball State defenders with him, but it looks like there's going to be a contact foul.
Away from the play there. That's frustrating because you nearly saw a snitch catch for either team. We'll resume play here momentarily. Rochester United with the quaffle. They need a score just to try and tighten this one up a little bit. Try and avoid snitch range.
We got a power play for Rochester United.
They get it right there.
So back comes the Ball State chaser.
Now Solomon Gominiak scoring. 18 and a half minutes played. Ball State on the attack for the snitch. The attempt there.
One-on-one, but there's a very obvious size disadvantage here for the Ball State seeker.
Jason Bowling, the seeker right now, and he's hit by the bludger. So now it's an opportunity for Rochester United. Bludger play again. Current seeker for Rochester United, number 26, Shane Hurlbert.
Another goal there for Ball State. Defense opens up a little bit.
Still a 2-goal match. Bludger play.
Given the mismatch between this snitch and this Ball State seeker, I'm impressed with how close he's come several times.
And Hurlbert hit by the blood. No. Continue play.
What are the refs doing?
And now Bowling back for the snitch. It's going to be close right here, and we have a snitch grab. Shane Hurlbert may have just sent Rochester United to the final.
Right, that looks good to me. Oh, they may wipe it off.
A lot of confusion there between some of the referees. It looked like they were two covering the snitch at one time, and one of them looks disappointed with that catch, so they might wave that off, but it looked clear, or looked clean, I should say, from our vantage point.
So the referee who was right there made a no-catch motion.
A game-deciding conference going on right now.
Gotta get this right, Brad.
Do we have our first finalist? Or did Shane Hurlbert, did he send Rochester United to the final?
If so, Hurlbert carried his team for the entire game.
Absolutely. Made big plays, continued the scoring.
No catch.
And no snitch catch. Wow.
And I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure what the reasoning was behind that call, but Cinderella still has a chance to
It was certainly
make this a game.
It was certainly a play away from the snitch catch.
Yeah, and it looks like someone said that they called him beat right before he caught the snitch.
World's most timely beat.
So 110 to 100 your score right now. We've played 19 minutes, 32 seconds here in this Final Four matchup.
Ball State on the run here as chasers push up in front of the Ball State keeper.
Aggressive defense by Rochester.
Fighting through two separate tackles and another.
Who's going to get it right now? Both seekers there. And the broom comes loose on both players.
A little scrum here behind the hoops, and all the beaters are so preoccupied with the snitch game that everyone is just sitting on top of each other.
20 minutes gone by. A bludger play being used away from the snitch right now, or excuse me, from the quaffle. Now bludger play takes away the Rochester United seeker. Now stoppage in play.
Bent broom. See a few of those this tournament.
Must be stayed.
Yeah, Yeah, that's how you know you're playing hard, is once you bend a broom.
And the Ball State chants continue here in front of us.
Looking for a replacement here coming from the
This is
side.
what I don't understand is why they don't have replacements handy. We
They
saw
do.
this yesterday,
They're coming in.
But it's somebody off the field, so you can just throw one on from the bench.
And here we go.
I was watching a match yesterday where 2 of them bent in one game.
It's like someone jumped the gun a little bit there, returning a bludger to its original position before the stoppage in play. Back in the hands of the Ball State beater.
Now we resume play. 20 and a half gone by, 110 to 100 your score. Bowling, the seeker again for Ball State. Bludger play taking care of Rochester United seeker right now. Now both seekers gone. Approaching 21 minutes. Another score, this time for Rochester United. We are even at 110.
And the snitch knot is up.
And there's a snitch grab.
Legal.
Ball State may be in the championship. The referees conferring, do we have a snitch catch? Is Ball State in the final?
Okay.
No snitch catch. That's a ruling on both sides now. Rochester United and Ball State, both with snitch catchers, both denied.
It seems that the call, from what it looks like, is that he was out of bounds when he made the snitch cast, and therefore it was not legal.
We continue play. 21 minutes gone by, even at 110. Bludger play takes away the Rochester seeker for now. Jason Bowling going hard again as the seeker for Ball State. He goes down. Rochester United knocks away the tail, but still did not get it cleanly.
The denial by John Jackson on the short hoop there, saving a Ball State goal.
We are even. Almost 22 minutes gone by. Who wants it more right now? Who's going to be able to make that play?
I think both of these teams want it equally. I think the crowd energy is definitely with Ball State. Again, everyone loves the underdog, the Cinderella, but both of these teams just absolutely fighting for their lives.
Stoppage in play. If this final is anything like what we're going to see in our other Final Four matchup, Boston QC and Lone Star QC, we're in for a good one.
Oh, absolutely. The quality of both of those teams, like we said at the beginning of the broadcast, just off the charts. So that should be a very, very fun game to watch.
Yellow card to Ball State on that tackle there. I guess they're saying he got high. So that leads to a Rochester goal, and the chaser immediately back on.
Still looking for a snitch catch to close this one out. Rochester United, Shane Hurlbird hit by Bludger. Jason Bowling going back to work. He's hit by the Bludger.
Rochester United leading 120 to 110 now, but again, a snitch catch wins for either team at this point as Hurlbird goes in again in this beatback.
Hurlbird just had his broom ripped away that time by the snitch. Bowling going back to work. Got a chance here. He's one-on-one with the snitch. And a new seeker. We have a snitch grab.
I think this one's going to be called legal. He was on the pitch.
Rochester United with Cody Kiefer coming in as the new seeker. A little sneak attack there.
Pete, I would say that's good, but I don't know what's good anymore.
Did Rochester United get it done? Another chance.
They're going to wipe this one off too?
Doesn't look like it.
And that is a snitch catch. Rochester United is in the final.
And they have a tough road ahead of them. Whether or not QC Boston or Lone Star QC wins that semifinal game, either way, it's going to be a tough game for Rochester United. But I think that's a big weight off their shoulders. coming into that last game.
Now, you cannot fault Ball State. They fought as hard as they possibly could, and it came down to the snitch grab.
Yeah, they have nothing to be ashamed of. That was just an amazing game from them. They fought to the end. They never gave up. It came down to the snitch grab. It was anyone's game through all 22 minutes and 49 seconds.
So Rochester United, a first-year team, has made it to the final. They're going to play the winner of QC Boston and Lone Star QC. Don't go anywhere. We've got plenty more to come here on the U.S. Quidditch live stream in Columbia, South Carolina.
Thanks, Brad.
All right, Mary.
All right.